Welcome to today's exploration of biblical insights. We're diving into a topic that has fascinated many: the existence of ghosts. Popular culture often portrays ghosts as spirits of the deceased lingering on Earth, perhaps seeking to resolve unfinished business or exact revenge. But what does the Bible have to say about ghosts? Is there a biblical basis for the existence of spirits of the dead? We're about to explore this intriguing question and uncover what the Bible reveals about ghosts. Before we delve into the biblical perspective, let's first define what we commonly think of as ghosts. Ghosts are typically imagined as the spirits of deceased individuals who have not moved on from the earthly realm. These spirits are often depicted as haunting people or places, driven by some unresolved issue or a need to communicate with the living. This concept is deeply rooted in popular culture, with numerous movies, books, and stories perpetuating the idea of ghosts. But does the Bible support this notion? To find out, we need to examine what the Scriptures say about spirits and interactions with the dead. One of the most well-known biblical accounts related to spirits is the story of King Saul and the Witch of Endor. Here's a summary of this story. King Saul, the ruler of Israel, is nearing the end of his reign. He has fallen out of favor with God due to his disobedience, particularly his failure to fully carry out God's commands regarding the Amalekites. The prophet Samuel, who had anointed Saul as king and served as God's messenger, has died. Israel mourns his passing, and Saul is left without his spiritual guide. To make matters worse, the Philistines, Israel's enemies, are gathering for war. Saul is terrified and desperately seeks guidance. Saul tries to consult God through dreams and prophets, but receives no response. This silence from God symbolizes his departure from Saul due to his continued disobedience. In his desperation, Saul seeks out a medium, despite having previously expelled all such practitioners from the land. Disguised, Saul visits the Witch of Endor and asks her to bring up the spirit of Samuel. The medium, initially fearful, eventually performs the necromantic ritual. She sees an apparition, described as an old man wearing a robe, which Saul perceives as Samuel. The spirit delivers a grim prophecy. God has turned against Saul. The kingdom will be taken from him and given to David, and Saul will be defeated in the upcoming battle. Saul and his sons will die the next day. The big question is, was this really Samuel? Some scholars believe that this was not Samuel, but a demonic spirit impersonating him. Necromancy is condemned in the Bible, and Saul's act of consulting a medium could be seen as a final act of disobedience. However, others argue that God allowed Samuel to appear to deliver a final judgment against Saul. Regardless, this story remains unique in the Bible and raises questions about the nature of such spiritual encounters. The Bible is very clear about the prohibition of communicating with the dead. Deuteronomy 18, 8, 10, 12 states, "There shall not be found among you anyone who makes his son or his daughter pass through the fire, or one who practices witchcraft, or a soothsayer, or one who interprets omens, or a sorcerer, or one who conjures spells, or a medium, or a spiritist, or one who calls up the dead. For all who do these things are an abomination to the Lord." This passage underscores that attempting to contact the dead or engage in practices involving spirits is strictly forbidden. These actions are described as abominations, reflecting how seriously God views such practices. Ecclesiastes 9, 5-6 further clarifies the state of the dead. "For the living know that they will die, but the dead know nothing, and they have no more reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Also, their love, their hatred, and their envy have now perished. Never more will they have a share in anything done under the sun." According to this passage, the dead are no longer conscious or aware of earthly matters. Their emotions and actions cease with death, and they no longer have any part in the events of the living world. This passage challenges the notion that the spirits of the dead linger and interact with the living. So, if ghosts as spirits of deceased people do not exist, what about the spirits that people might encounter? The Bible distinguishes between different types of spirits: angels and demons. First is angels. In the Bible, angels are described as messengers and servants of God, sent to protect, guide, and deliver His messages. The book of Hebrews refers to angels as ministering spirits, and King David describes them as spirits, who are also a flame of fire. Angels are spiritual beings who interact with the physical world in accordance with God's will. An example is the angel Gabriel, who announced to Mary that she would give birth to Jesus. Encounters with such angels might be mistaken for ghostly encounters, but they are divine beings with specific purposes. Second is demons. The Bible also speaks of demons, which are fallen angels that rebelled against God. These demons, also known as unclean spirits, seek to deceive and harm humanity. They are often involved in causing great distress. The Book of Enoch provides additional context, describing how fallen angels, or watchers, taught humanity forbidden knowledge that led to the practice of witchcraft and other dark arts. According to Enoch, these evil spirits are the spirits of the Nephilim, cursed to remain on earth and cause turmoil. An example of demonic influence is found in Mark 5, where Jesus encounters a man possessed by many demons. The demons, recognizing Jesus' power, fear his authority and are cast out. Such encounters illustrate that what might be perceived as ghosts could actually be malevolent spirits rather than the souls of deceased people. The Bible provides a clear perspective on the existence of ghosts. According to biblical teachings, the spirits of deceased individuals do not remain on earth to interact with the living. The prohibition against communicating with the dead and the descriptions of spirits in the Bible point to the idea that such encounters are either with angels sent by God or with demonic forces. If you think you've encountered a ghost, it's important to understand that it is not a dead relative, but potentially a spiritual being with different intentions. We hope this video has provided clarity on this fascinating topic. If you've learned something new or found this exploration helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with our latest content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.